Hey guys! Finally our carbon fiber propeller stopper arrived this morning. Can't wait to try it out, and if it really ensures that the propeller blades always unfold in the correct way, not causing the vibrations which led to ripping out the original engine mount in the first place. Let's see how it performs after the intro. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Let's start today with finishing up the propeller by masking off the edges and giving the tips some yellow. Painting the tips of the propeller is a minor mod and not really necessary before the first flight, but it is nice to see where the propeller when it's spinning is reaching into, and whether the propeller is spinning at all, to see the state of the engine when the aircraft is flying. And it is a bit easier to see also at what kind of RPM the blades are spinning, so overall gives some information and looks good. So we are doing it before the first flight. To have a clean cut line, what we just mask it off to not rip off part of the paint or cracking it off at the edges. So we kind of like peel off the masking tape before the paint is really 100% dry, but not too wet that it's bleeding back into the unpainted area. First reason, cosmetically it looks better, but also it is a functional reason, since painting propeller blades is an issue because paint is heavy, and if the distribution on the right and left propeller blade is not really 100% even, it can cause vibrations, and we don't want those. So putting paint on the blades as thin as possible and accurate as possible with the same center of gravity, or the paint area with the same distance to the center of gravity when the propeller is spinning, is really important for not having any compromises in flight performance. Our propeller is done now, so let's assemble and throw everything back together, having our final configuration ready of the powertrain for the first flight. The propeller stopper, we had to modify it a little bit. We were cutting down the width of that to match the yoke, that the propeller blades are just folding down to the right width. And also we were sanding down the surfaces a bit so that it is not too slippery and really fitting in nice when screwing it back on, so that the propeller is really tight, snugly fitting on there, not causing any problems down the road. let's get ready to try the propeller stopper, and everything still runs fine. We have a grain that is confirmation that we have enough satellites logged into the GPS modules, that we have a home position the aircraft can recognize, allowing us to throttle up and to start the engine so that we can basically launch the aircraft. This first run is under full throttle and it runs really great. No vibrations and no issues I can see. Really smooth and good power development over the whole band, from just giving minimum throttle in idle and then going all the way up to full throttle. The most interesting part now is really how much amp is drawn, and are we still staying close to the original powertrain's amp drawn under full throttle. That is what we really have to check and ensure that we don't overstress the Chuck flight controller and frying it. So from now we are just doing a few runs to see if the propeller blades always unfold in the correct way, if there's no issue when in flight, cutting off the engine to start it again, so that in flight the propeller always unfold from the 0 position, having the width of the carbon fiber propeller stopper, and then in flight throttling up, that there are no issues with vibrations or whatsoever. And it doesn't look like that, it's always throttling up great. So the propeller stopper is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So very great, it's working. One problem more solved. One step closer to the first flight, guys. A video for some modification I did to the Sky Controller 2 is coming out, since also their modifications were needed, that we can extend the life of the battery for long distance flights. Also a video is coming up regarding the name of the new aircraft, since we have like this Parrot Disco /Opterra build. I think it deserves a new name before the first flight, and I have already one in mind. That video will come up, and then most importantly we will have a video up where we are measuring the amp drawn by the new powertrain and whether we can stay close to the original amp drawn by the original Disco setup, not overstressing the Chuck flight controller, frying it in the process. So before really throttling up and going into flight, we will check on that. Thanks guys for the support, I really appreciate that. Thank you for watching the videos. Stay subscribed, like, have a great rest of the day, stay safe, and see you in the next one.